let's explore this incredible, colorful Scandinavian apartment loft in the heart of Berlin. As you can probably hear, it's loud, it's busy, so let's dive right in. Now this home truly is one of the coolest I've ever seen, and that is because it's filled with eclectic color, but it still has a Scandinavian design language, and it even is inspired by the Memphis movement, so I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. And because the space is completely drenched in color, and because you guys are always enjoying the color palette analysis so much, in this video we're going to do a very small color analysis of every single room, so let's dive in. Now this apartment has just been newly finished, and it has been created and designed by an architect and his brother, who both live in Berlin, and this is also why they call this place the Poet's Place. Because it's just filled with so much artistic joy and a whimsical and Memphis-inspired color palette. I can't wait to show you every single room. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jane and I'm an interior designer, and on Interior Insights we show you the best homes in the entire world every single week, so do make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, so that you can continue to see these homes. Now this apartment loft sits right in the heart of Kreuzberg, a vibrant district in the heart of Berlin, and the loft itself spans around 120 square meters. So as you can see, we're already standing in the main living room area, and it has been conceptualized as one open space layout, and as soon as you enter, you just have this world of color, and you come right into both the kitchen as well as in the dining room area. And over here in the dining room area, we have a very minimalist, sleek table that gets its entire atmosphere completely from this like soft sage green color. And then we have a bunch of different colored chairs around it. And what I really love about this loft is that you really have a fusion of a very Scandinavian design language and at the same time of a very colorful color palette. And I think this just really shows us that you don't need to dedicate yourself completely to one single style, but rather the best designs happen when you like mix and match and pick from a bunch of different worlds. Now, because this is an open space layout, we have a bunch of different zones and areas going on within this home. And so an open plan layout, it is even more important than ever to actually properly zone your different areas. And so also the dining table is standing on a rattan carpet that really just frames this area. And above the dining table, we have a retro 70s orange pendant hanging that just really adds this pop of color. I absolutely love it. Comment if you like it or not. And now just take a look at this incredible kitchen. The two brothers who created this space actually designed and also built a lot of the furniture that you will see in this home themselves. And this is exactly what they also did for the kitchen. And the kitchen just really reminds me like it just came straight out of the Memphis design movement, which is a design movement by the 80s. And they always had very strong geometric shapes and like very strong, bold colors. And this is exactly what we can find in this kitchen. And I just really love that below the kitchen counter, we have this like round circular sphere. And this round shape is then again repeated above the kitchen island in form of an aluminum lamp. And the lamp really just creates a popping highlight. And what I love so much about it is that usually when you have something made from chrome or aluminum, most of the time it's like very flat and it isn't very geometric. And here the lamp is just super sculptural. I really like it. And what I think makes this design so successful is the fact that we have so many different colors combined, but because each of them has a very specific function, the space doesn't feel too colorful or mismatched. So for the kitchen, we have coral countertops and teal wooden kitchen panels. And I really like this color palette. And then the entire walls of the open living area have been painted in this very soft coral color, and it just gives it a very like bright and summery atmosphere. And now to my favorite design detail of this home, and that is that the ceiling is actually painted. And I didn't tell you this before, but the structure and the architecture of this apartment actually comes from the Art Nouveau period, and it is very historical. So on the ceiling we have all of this beautiful grand molding with all of these like little small floral elements that are unmistakably from the Art Nouveau period. but then the ceiling has been painted in this like peachy pink to go with the more colorful and modern design aesthetic. Painting the ceiling in one certain color is also something that can really add yet another layer to your design. And then on top of the kitchen island, we have these two absolutely gorgeous sconces in petrol blue, and I really love just this dedication to these like basic geometric forms that are being repeated throughout the design. And whenever you have like a block within a design and it's being painted almost completely in one single color, that is called color drenching. And it is a technique that has become more and more popular throughout the last years. And yes, comment if you like it or not. Over here we have the living room area, and you can just really see how flooded the space is with light. On the opposite side of the street we have the green from the outside coming in, and even though for the living room area we don't have that much space, it doesn't feel cramped because the space was still zoned properly. So below the sofa we have a peach carpet, and here we again have this like juxtaposition of all of like these softer rose coral colors and these like petrol blues, because here below the sofa we have a petrol blue sideboard, and above it we have a bunch of eclectic pops of color. And now here's where the design gets interesting, and that is that in the center of this room we actually have the TV installed. And now I always see you guys being very ambivalent in the comments, whether like either asking where's the TV or saying like, oh my god, I can't believe they put a TV in this beautiful design. So you let me know what you think of this design. And now before I show you the bedroom that is hiding above me, over here we have yet again another little beautiful composition. We have an open metal shelf, and on top of it we have a bunch of different ceramics layered. And you can see that you can really turn anything within your home into a small sculptural design moment. And then of course above it we have the Warmblix lamp by IKEA, also a design staple. I have it on my home as well. It really is also a very fun and cool lamp. Hold up, wait, pause. Let's do a quick color palette analysis of the incredible Poet's Place. So this kitchen is a great example of a contemporary Memphis-inspired color palette that is built around controlled contrast rather than bold saturation. The peach walls are the foundation, the coral countertops are analogous to the peach and create a harmony, and the teal countertops create a complementary balance to all of the warm tones. Now this palette works so well is because it follows a warm versus cold color strategy, and this kitchen succeeds because it combines 4 distinct colors, so peach, coral, teal, and blue. It's a lot. And the secret why this works is because the saturation of all of these tones is quite low, and a bunch of the different tones sit also very closely together on the color wheel. Now let's analyze this color palette. So the dining and living area uses the same color palette out of the kitchen, but here the contrasts become much softer and much more diluted. Let me explain. So the dominant color that kind of anchors the entire space still are the peach walls, but here's where it gets interesting. This design really uses a sequence of neighboring colors that kind of flow into each other. So the peach and the coral, or the blue and the teal. Now why I think the space succeeds so well is because it combines warm architectural surfaces with carefully controlled bursts of saturated color. And these small bursts can also really break out of the entire color palette. You don't need to like copy paste and match every single tone, but it really should be like one layered, vibrant space. But this is exactly what gives your design one layered and vibrant space. Of course, color is one of the hardest things to get right in interior design, and so I've created a free guide with 5 mistakes that 90% of people make for choosing and using color in their homes. Now, if you feel very confident with color, then congrats, because you are one of the few. If not, it isn't a problem because I'm here to help. You can get the free guide by clicking the link in the description or by scanning this QR code. I'll tell you how to do it. You just take out your phone, open the camera app and point it at the QR code, and it will redirect you directly to the guide. And now I told you that this loft has 4 bedrooms, and one of them is actually hiding above here, and you can really see that an architect designed the space because the staircase that is leading up to the small little cocoon bedroom that I'm going to show you, in front of it we have this like angular wall, and you could have just kept this wall square and boring, but instead it has a very asymmetric shape and also like follows the natural shape of the stairs. And this just again really reminds me of the Memphis movement. Now let's go up these beautiful small little blue steps and explore this design together, and just look at how perfectly, effortlessly color-coded this painting just integrates itself into the entire design. Now follow me upstairs. Now as you can see, my height is absolutely perfect for this design and for this space because I am just below the ceiling, and here we can again see the ceiling in much more detail. And what I love so much about the space is that we have a bunch of different surfaces that have been drenched in different colors and they all come together. And this is the first bedroom that I was talking about. And now this bedroom essentially is just like a small pouch that has been created because these ceilings are so high. And it is both at once very minimalistic as well as very colorful because the entire floor as well as the bed frame has been drenched in this like soft baby blue color. And this is exactly an example for when I really love minimalist design because it is just so thoughtful and so dedicated. And then, like I already told you, this baby blue continues onto the stairs. And even though this little bedroom doesn't have a lot of height, you are overlooking the entire apartment and it just feels very grand. Now this bedroom is the most minimalistic bedroom in this entire loft. And at first it looks like it has a very simple color palette, and that is white and baby blue. And to be honest, this color combination can feel kind of cold when it isn't paired with some warmer accents. And that is exactly why the part of the wall of these stairs, and the only thing that stops the space from feeling cold, is that the staircase is actually painted also in this like coral color. And when you put the coral color next to the blue, it actually almost reads as a yellow color because yellow is opposite the color wheel of blue. And so it almost reads as a complementary color palette. Comment if you agree or not. Now let's go and let me show you the bigger bedrooms. Now as we go down these stairs, make sure to also follow us on Instagram because we post a lot more behind the scenes content of filming these incredible home tours over there. And now follow me through this gorgeous portal, or through this like gorgeous, for some reason I forget the name for what these things are called, but even this like entryway into the hallway has been drenched in this dark burgundy red. And so I just cannot emphasize enough how much I love the color palette. So the hallway has been painted entirely pink, and we have the little artworks, and it almost gives you the feeling of walking through a small, narrow gallery. And over here we already come into the primary bedroom. And what I love so much about this space is that it is also completely drenched in color. The walls are coral, the ceiling is actually painted in this darker red, and then the bed also pops in this petrol blue. And then what really grounds the space is that we have this dark wooden parquet that goes through the entire apartment. And you can see that the room itself is quite minimalistic. We don't have too many pieces of furniture standing around, but instead we have like an open inbuilt shelving system that also is color coded and a few dedicated artworks. But I feel like in this apartment you could really see that the minimalism wasn't a choice and wasn't like just neglect for the space. Now this bedroom really uses a peach and terracotta color palette with a few carefully cool placed accents. Now this is what you call your split complementary color palette. So an orange and peach base with blue and green accents. But the secret why this room doesn't feel completely overwhelming and too much for a bedroom is because all of the colors are very pared down and muted, and so the entire space just works. And one of my favorite features about this bedroom is the very high window that we have on one side, and on the other side, symmetrically mirrored, we have a glass door that opens up into a small courtyard, and the courtyard is completely overgrown with green ivy, and it just looks absolutely magical. Now please follow me into the bathroom. And now this bathroom is very unique, and this is exactly what I call like an unlucky situation that's been turned into something very unique, and that is that the layout of this bathroom is very atypical. The room itself is super asymmetrical, and it has been drenched completely in this dark petrol green color. And then to set a complementary contrast, we have these like rust red surfaces. It is very unique. And behind this door we actually have the shower hiding, and the layout of the shower yet again has a very atypical and unsymmetrical design, and it actually is basically like a room within a room. What is hiding behind here? And that is the toilet, but it has actually been also color coded super well, and that is that the entire space has been completely colored in this like soft pink color. And I think it is actually one of my favorite powder rooms I've seen so far. Comment and let me know if you agree or not. And then to create small little ties to the entire design and color language of this home, the sink is actually also made completely from stainless steel and just adds a very small pop of more brutalist and industrial architecture. And why I think this interior works so well is because you just have like the coral, then you have the red, and then you have the pink, and then here you have yet again an entirely different color palette. And so you're just like constantly exposed to these walls that are forever changing in their color. So you want your home to look as amazing as this one, but don't know where to start and struggle with the design of your home. That isn't a problem because I'm here to help you, and for a limited time, I'm offering free 15-minute interior design consultation calls where we look at your questions and your home and how we can work together. If you're interested in this, the link's in the description. And so this is the second bedroom. The walls have also been painted in this soft coral color, and like in the first bedroom, the ceiling has been drenched in this coral red. And now at the first glance, it can seem very counterintuitive to paint the ceiling in like a darker red. But you can see that whenever you have very high ceilings, it can actually work quite well. And then the rest of the space is quite minimalist. The bed frame has also been built by the two brothers themselves. And because the ceilings are so high, the bed frame also is elevated and you're actually sleeping almost on like a sort of platform. Now let's go into the last bedroom that has a completely different color palette than the rest of the home. Now this is the fourth bedroom and it has been drenched in this like soft turquoise blue. And what I love so much about this home is that as soon as you enter a different room, you are just surrounded by a completely different color-coded world. And so you can really feel the atmosphere of all of these colors in much more depth and detail. And now when you see this room, this design actually starts to make much more sense, because here the ceilings are actually very, very low, and guess why? Probably guessed correctly, and that is because the first bedroom, this like cocoon bedroom that I showed you at the beginning, is actually taking up some of the ceiling height, and I think that this is a very clever way on how to create an extra room. Now the third bedroom is completely color drenched in this turquoise teal color, and this is what you would call your monochrome or like harmonious color palette. But of course also here, to create some excitement and some tension, we have a few breakouts of this like monochrome color palette with some warmer tones of the different artworks and of the circular lamp. Then here opposite of the bed, we actually have this like staircase void being repurposed as an inbuilt drawer, and this is just a very smart use of space. I really like it. And then this space doesn't feel cramped or anything, because yes, below the bed, the ceilings are quite narrow and quite low to the ground, but then to both sides, we have these almost like small atriums that just let a lot of light in, and you still have this like grand feeling of space. And then at the end of the room, right in front of the window, we have a very high table with two Scandinavian high bar stools. And I think that this is also very appropriate for the space, because here the space just goes up all the way to the top, and we again just have this like feeling of vastness. So here like a higher table is very appropriate. Now let me give you a tip. The next time you're in Berlin and looking for a place to stay, you can actually book Poet's Place. The link's in the description. And of course, as always, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and watch all of the other home tours that we filmed.